Blessed ones of the nations of the world, one more time thus, as your brother Dan Moses or say your Sakodia of TRC, Ghana, coming to you with a program Testimony New World Disorder. This is part 2. Part 3 shall be what to do. We have gotten to know in part 1 as to how the kind of dirty politics that is played at the expense of the democracy of America, at the expense of the franchise of the American people, which is so dirty that it is beyond the powers of the Electoral College. It is driven by very powerful religious forces in America, diplomatic forces in political forces in America. The same applies in Ghana, where the Ghanaian people are played by political parties. Every election year, the electorate are made to fight each other. They drive the nation into a state of tension. When the political stakes in America and Ghana know that at the end of it all, the franchise of the Ghanaian people matter not, invalid, and the Electoral Commission have been colluding with this agenda for years. The most unfortunate aspect, worst aspect of it, is what we saw at the Supreme Court, when the Supreme Court, knowing very well that the forces that are behind the disenfranchising of the Ghanaian people under the cover of the ballot is beyond the Supreme Court, so they had to treacherously shield the Electoral Commissioner Jane Mensah. Let it seem as though she's innocent. In a way, she's innocent because the decision to impose Nana Addo Akufo on the throne is as a result of the kind of dirty politics, Republican Democratic Party. This book, Occupy Till I Come, which the Supreme Court had even before the verdict, would tell us why this time, for once, they had to play that treachery of making a shift. We have the Democrats in power in America. They have to let the NPP be in power. It's the same old evil. That is why I have to caution the Supreme Court that they get understanding of the problem that humanity is facing. Ghana and the nations of the world are coabat to the program Testimony New World Disorder. Now let's help the Supreme Court of Ghana to understand why the franchise of the Ghanaian people must be regarded, the franchise of the American people must be regarded. The kind of politics of hatred, vindictive vilification, vengeance, which has been played by the Republican and Democratic Party, NDC and the MPP, which has cost these nations and is costing the democracy of the nations of the world, need not be so anymore. The reason why the Supreme Court needed to get understanding as to not to endorse that evil which they did at the expense of the minds of the Ghanaian people, using the television live coverage of the hearing, which was all fiasco and a treachery. The reason why is that they needed to have understood the problem which America, humanity, and the nations are facing. That they put Ghana and the Ghanaian people on their heart and on their mind, and stop the willful crucifixion of democracy, which has caused the blood of our people up to date. Ghana and the nations of Akwaba to the program Testimony New World Disorder. America, what we are going to share here today, I wouldn't like us to blame it on America as a nation, blame it on Ghana as a nation. However, we need to understand that it is these political, diplomatic, religious minds in both Ghana and America. They are responsible for the woes of America and Ghana and the woes of humanity, and they must be held accountable. Ghana, America, the way the world is being run now, which is impacting every nation of the world, is coronavirus. That is what is driving the world now. We don't know how long this driving force will be used to drive the world, how long it would last. But at any time, there must be a driving force, what is driving the global agenda and what is driving the world. During His Excellency George W. Bush era and John Kufuor's administration, what was driving the world, what was being used to run the world, was the war on terror and the hunt for Osama bin Laden. That was the main agenda. When we want to talk about the war on terror, this hunt for Osama bin Laden, it brings so much pain to the entire human race, America and the nations of the world. Iraq, innocent Iraqis, Pakistanis, Afghans, that had nothing to do with terror, yet they became victims. So it's a very delicate thing. The crime covering judges of Ghana, they don't understand. Crime covering IGP of Ghana, they don't understand our problem. Crime covering government of Nana, they don't know the danger of the problem that they have created for Ghana. Ghana, America, and the nations of the world. The unfortunate aspect of the woe of America resulting from the kind of politics that have been played by the Republican and the Democrat, the NPP and the NDC, at the expense of our democracy, at the expense of the franchise of the people. The worst aspect of it is, in the course of the war on terror and the hunt for Osama bin Laden, who was being hunted for between the mountains of Afghanistan and Pakistan, died long ago during the rule of John Kufuor and the rule of George W. Bush. Bin Laden died long ago, years ago, as far back as we cannot be. We don't have to create problem, but get the understand. He died way before, as far back as 2005. Bin Laden was not alive, and yet these political forces in America, democratic forces in America, religious forces in America, their counterparts in Ghana, political, democratic, religious, the Nana Addo Akufo Addo's terror network, John Kufuor's and their cronies, who are not content with their greed for the oil of Ghana, greed for power. They were colluding with their stakes in America, and they were playing the American people, humanity, when they knew for sure that Bin Laden was dead long ago, and yet they were creating a problem for Israel by letting the war and the hunt for Osama bin Laden continue at the expense of the blood of innocent Muslims of the nations of the world. Such kind of dangerous doing, engagement, and secrecy was being kept by John Akufo, Nana Addo Akufo, political stakes in America. They were keeping it behind the American people, behind the Ghanaian people, behind humanity and the nations of the world. And these political cliques, diplomatic cliques, religious cliques of Ghana and America, they were getting innocent Muslims of the nations of the world killed in the name of the hunt for Osama bin Laden, and they knew the man was dead. Ghana and the nations of the world, that agenda became the driving force of the world. It had to continue way after bin Laden was dead, because the world is run on either war. If it is war, either war or fear mongering, or like pandemic, or rumor mongering, manipulation. So the driving force that we're using to play humanity and the nations of the world at the expense of the human race was the hunt for Osama bin Laden and the war on terror. And unfortunately, for humanity and the nations of the world, although bin Laden died long ago, Nana Addo Akufo and his terror network, John Akufo, their political diplomatic stakes, had to continue doing this evil against humanity and the nations of the world. Ghana, welcome to the program Testimony New World Disorder. Humanity and the nations of the world, welcome to the program Testimony New World Disorder. At a point, this agenda eventually gave birth to the first person of color, Barack Obama, becoming the president of America in the year 2009, after the 2008 elections. The role that God used me to play in that election is known to the heart and the conscience of Barack Obama. This book is there to testify. Now, when Barack Obama took office, there was a very big problem. A new agenda has been found to drive the world. As far back as 2006, using this US undercover agent, John Akufo, Nana Addo Akufo, the US Embassy Ghana, political stakes in Ghana, diplomatic stakes, religious stakes in Ghana, they must collude and use my innocent life together with political diplomatic stakes in America, create a problem which is way bigger than the Israeli-Palestinian problem, where they must use my innocent life in the pursuit of their global agenda, get me tortured, persecuted, after they have planted this US undercover agent in my life, in church, and hold me as the next bin Laden. Just as bin Laden was dead and they were using him to further the agenda of killing in the nations of the world, I must be the next individual. Before bin Laden was a Muslim. Now they have realized that the agenda for using bin Laden to kill on the nations of the which John Akufo, Akufo, they are terror, these dangerous people. If Jerry John Rawlings boldly declared that John Akufo is the biggest constitutional terrorist, he knew what he was talking about. He said it and they killed him. Ghana, my innocent life was the one that was being used after bin Laden to push the next agenda of getting the global killing machinery run to the point of my people of Ghana, we haven't been killed because of this undercover agent, politicians, diplomats, religious leaders. Now, when Obama took office, he played very, very smart and was being thoughtful. He can no longer let the war on terror continue forever, knowing that bin Laden was long dead. That is unconscionable. That is in violation of the US Constitution. That is injurious to the American people, endangering the American people. This is dangerous for Israel. You understand? It's dangerous for the Israelis. It's dangerous for the Muslims of the very, very dangerous. So Barack Obama decided that a problem had been created. You cannot come and tell the world that, unfortunately, Osama bin Laden had died, and yet the kind of politics that had been played by Republican, Democrat, NPP, NDC, so damaging to their nations, had resulted in a situation where the American people have been kept in the dark, and the war had gone on, the hunt has gone on where the man doesn't exist. And before Obama came to power, they were using an innocent Ghanaian's life to further that agenda. So Obama decides that he must come up with an agenda to tell the world that Osama bin Laden has been killed. The smartest way they could do was to stage an act in Pakistan in an empty building to claim that they have killed Osama bin Laden. They gathered the same warlike politicians at the White House, Hillary Clinton and their cliques. The day they chose for that smartness they call to announce the death of Osama bin Laden was the 2nd of May 2011. 2nd of May 2011. Ghana and the nations of the world. Back to the program Testimony, New World Disorder. As we go on, we will be totally outraged about how evil John Akufo, Nana Addo Akufo Addo have been due to tribalism, hatred, vindictiveness. They have been in doing this evil of creating this problem for America and the nations of the world, for Ghana and the nations, so I say America, for the nations of the world. Humanity, we are dealing with an issue which borders on the security of Israel. It borders on the security of Palestine. It borders on the noble Muslims of the nations of the world. It borders on the Christendom. It borders on the entire human race. Yet, with all the problem that America is facing, with all the problem that Ghana is facing, wicked minds of my nation, they were able to create this problem for their own nation, Ghana, And in the year 2011, when they had played the American, they have used the American intelligence, the FBI, the CIA, the Secret Service. Anytime I try to come out to let the world know that this evil is happening, you know what they do with this undercover agent? They quickly stage a terror act to put the American people in fear. And John Akufo, Nana Addo Akufo, they have done this for years to silence and to suppress me. They either would give a Ghanaian over to be killed to divert attention from what they are doing. Ghana, humanity, we have seen, we must say that on the 2nd of May, we saw some, bloody images of Bin Laden on the media, on the nations of the world, and we saw the White House, Hillary Clinton, Barack Obama, all them celebrating. Yeah! They scammed America, they scammed humanity, they scammed the Indians, they scammed Israel, they scammed Palestine, they scammed all Muslims of the world, they scammed the Christendom. Humanity and the nations of the world. We have seen Arnold Schwarzenegger in the movie Terminator, Part 1, 2, 3. They got the point. You have seen that his eyes were plugged out and he was trying to fix it. We have seen several American movies where people have died in the movies. In the next movie, you see them again. It's all about the camera strategy and technique. It's intelligence work. The same strategy was what was used by the Obama administration, the diplomatic, political, and religious cliques of Ghana and America, to make a fool of humanity on May 2nd, 2011, after they plotted to get him murdered and lynched in Ghana with this US undercover agent to cover up their heinous crimes. Ghana, as I speak, America knows that the intelligence community, the CIA, the FBI, the government of Ghana, they know that in May, on May 24th, I'm scheduled to be in America. Now, God has purposed this period that we understand what has been done to us. After the lynching attempt and my kidnapping, and I escaped on April the 12th, 2011. Between that period, I was pressing for justice, pressing my way through the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Ghana, pressing my way through the police, trying to get justice, the owners of the nation, the tribalists, they have hijacked the state. They will not let me they must get me out of Ghana. So Ghana, eventually, I had to approach the US Embassy for an appointment to get back to the US. We saw that the US Embassy gave me a deadline of 26th of May 2011 for me to get back to the US. We saw that. My actual departure was also in May. That is why they put May as the 20. It was get around the 20th of May, thereabout. Now, to the shock of the US Embassy, Barack Obama, Hillary Clinton, and all the stakes, what they realized was, because the UN High Commission for Human Rights, the United Nations, the US House of Congress, the government of Ghana, they were all officially aware in my coming to Ghana, and yet they violated national and international law to get me killed through lynching and kidnapping. And God help me, I escaped. They did not know what would happen. They have always anticipated, they knew that through this undercover agent, I have had information, and I did know that Osama bin Laden was not alive And my life was the one that they were using to pursue their global evil. So in fear of Obama, in fear of what would happen if I get to America, what compounded his fear is I quickly changed my departure date to the US to the 9th of May. From the original date, I know why I'm keeping it, to the 9th of May. I went to the to the airline, changed the date to the 9th of May. That sudden change put the Obama administration in a panic, in fear, not knowing what might happen if I get to America and suddenly I come to the White House, just as I've been appearing at the White House. I come to the White House, I blow out the secret that America, Bin Laden was long dead, and this is what your political forces in America, diplomatic, religious, and their colleagues in Ghana had done for years in a handful of Osama bin Laden. The man is not alive. That would have been a very big problem. How would they have come and tell America that now, after, if I did go to America and expose that, how would they come find means to tell the world next time that Bin Laden is dead? So Obama getting to know that on the 9th of May I was getting to the soil of America 1 week before my arrival, May the 2nd, Obama was quick with Hillary Clinton and all. They gathered at the White House. They knew a huge global problem was coming when I get to America. The biggest global scandal of our time, which they were going to lynch me and kill me for in the soil of Ghana. John Ejekun for hijacked the government of John Evans Fifiata Mills. They hijacked Akufo Addo. He was paying people to kill me for a car. Jamatimpuni. So Obama, the smart aleck, was very fast. Went ahead on May 2nd. They had to use, in a way, they have to give a hint to humanity that what was happening, it was a scam. The May 2nd, they had to use the date because, my coded number that they used was the 2nd, the number 2. The CIA, the FBI, they all know it. The government, they all know it. So they had to choose the day, May 2nd, to do that. The CIA, the FBI, they all knew that it was a scam, but the American people would not know. What happened on the May 2nd, which they had staged an act in Pakistan, where the Pakistanis themselves said that they have lived in that neighborhood for years. They know that there was nobody called, people were living in that home, and Osama bin Laden was. What happened was that raid, actually, they were referring to the CIA raid on the house in Ghana, in Gulf City, where they had to use 6 terror network members of Nana Addo Akufo Addo to attack me at dawn to get me lynched. So, in referring to for the intelligence community to understand, they had to play under the cover of SEAL Team 6. In that they have carried out a raid in a house in Pakistan. They were only playing the world. That is why the US SEAL, who claimed to have killed Osama bin Laden on May 2nd, he later in 2013 had to appear on CNN openly to the world. You see, the US intelligence, they are accountable to. They know how to hold the intelligence company. They blow whistle. They know how to hold the CIA, the FBI. There are people within who know how to hold the institution accountable. The individual, the SEAL that claimed to have killed Osama bin Laden on May the 2nd, shot him on the 4th, had to appear on CNN. An intelligent, he had to tell America and the world that the individual that he claimed to have shot and killed on May 2nd, 2011, was way younger than the individual that the world was being told by America that is Bin Laden. He said this on TV, on CNN, that the individual that he shot on that day was way younger than Osama Bin Laden that the world knew, that was bearded. Who was that person that they were referring to? This Ghanaian. That SEAL did America a great service of courage. He found, if you had told America that Osama Bin Laden was not killed on that day, it was a fiasco, it was a stage act, he would have been killed by his law. So he had to find means of letting the America know that what this African is saying, that is what happened. But that was the best way he could have told the America, this evil has been done by Nana Akufo, John Kufuor, and their cronies in America, with such huge problem created for humanity. We have just begun. We are going deeper now. We want to understand that we are dealing with an issue that is enough to get the entire Muslims of the world outraged for what has been done to them. But we need to understand that it is the entire human race that is at stake here. Israel is at stake. Palestine is at stake. America is at stake. Ghana is at stake. But however, the wicked government of Nana Akufo, in order for them to create a situation of global danger, for them to continue to play humanity, they must terrorize me, seek to assassinate, so that they push me to the limit that I begin to expose what would create a global. That is their strategy. Ghana, the reason why Kofi Annan's precious life had to be taken is the diplomatic stakes, the religious stakes, the political stakes in Ghana and America, Ban Ki-moon and his cliques. The rift is, if this undercover agent was keeping that secret in 2006, and that time Ban Ki-moon was not the secretary, Kofi Annan was the secretary general, then it means if Obama is saying that it wasn't me, he inherited the problem that has been created by George Bush, that the war on hand for Osama bin Laden has been going on for years, and it wasn't, he will not take responsibility for that. What he did was just to announce it so that it takes America out of that problem. So it wasn't Obama. Then Ban Ki-moon must also play, it wasn't me. Kofi Annan was there. He inherited the problem from Kofi Annan, Ghana and the nations of the world. The very first time that I officially approached United Nations, although cliques within the Ban Ki-moon and his administration had officially known that this is the problem that the US undercover agent had created. It was 2009. Kofi Annan was never officially involved. Was never involved in that secrecy. So the problem is, Ban Ki-moon will not take responsibility. Barack Obama will not take responsibility. Would Trump take that of a thing that he knew he was not there? So that is the wrangling that has been going on. Who must be blamed? The sacrificial lamb, like Jerry John Rawlings, like John Ivan Fifi Atamils, the blood of the innocent people of Ghana, it must fall on us. Humanity and the nations of the world. There was every reason why we had to call on the Supreme Court, because they didn't understand what they were dealing with. America and the nations of the world. Let's go to war to do, and we'll receive some more. God bless you, and God bless my homeland.